Okay, we're ready for the covers to go on now. All right, so let's position this up. You've got, I'm going to take the back side here. Obviously, there's our straps. This is our color safety strap. This is going to go to a spring underneath and back to the buckle itself. The other two straps are on the front side up here. They're coming from this front underneath the seat back to this buckle back here, matching buckles. There's one on each side. There's one on the far side, one on the close side right there, all right? We're going to put that there. We've got our MOLLE Pocket on the front on this one, cool pocket, and over on this side, yes, the pistol holster right there. Okay, so it's our holster for pistols on the far side over there. There's plenty of room over there on this truck, and it's going to be awesome for them. Now on the far side over here, well, here's what I like to do. Here's the draw rope that really kind of runs around the bottom edge, and you're going to tighten that bottom edge up. I like taking it right here. It comes to you with kind of a loop in it right there. That's how it usually is delivered to you, just like that. If it's not one like that, then you just saw the knot. I just threw a loop into it just like that, right? And then we have that knot on there so it doesn't kind of get pulled back through the sewing here. So just throw a loop over it again. You just throw a quick loop on it just like that. That's for the far side. And now we're ready to go. So we're going to position this on here. You've seen how we did the repairs on it here. You'll see on the side here that there is a lumbar knob right here. That there is not a cutout here yet for it. I'll show you how to trim that in. Trims out real nicely there. We built up this bolster, so it's got a nice bolster there. We've taken and swapped the seat belt on this one. We swapped it to the outside. On this one, you don't need to do that. You can just have it done where it's on this one, where this model where it was coming through the seats, but there we did swap it, showing you how to do that if you want to do that. Okay, so let's take and put the seat cover over the top and just kind of start to snug it down. You got a seat belt on the far side. We want to make sure obviously that seat belt is showing there, so we're not going to cover it with that. All right, so there we go. Position this down here just like this. All right, so now what I like to do is take this center strap and push it through the split of the seat. We're going to come around the back side here. It's going to come and it's dropping out the back side right there, and that allows me to kind of help pull. All right, I can put a little pressure on that, and I can push this whole front side here with those buckles. I can push it through the split of the seat. All right, let's start pushing that through, right down just like that. Okay, push this side down just like this. All right, push that through right there. Excellent, it's looking real good. And now I can pull it right here. You might want to tip this seat forward as well to make it a little bit easier. Might even want to just roll, just give it a little more room here. So now, here we've pulled it through the seat. We've got our buckles here. Okay, side to side, we're looking good there. All right, now let's take and we've got on this particular one, we've got hook Velcro sewn right here. This is going to attach. There's carpet right here. So that we probably wouldn't even need this safety strap, because this hook Velcro is going to go around here and is going to snug down right like that and going to hold tight right to that carpet, especially when we put these installation straps that are going to hold this down tight there. So we probably wouldn't need this. This is again a safety. Safety is just like one extra, all right? So let me just go that far, and then I'm going to reach to the front and I'm going to bring the strap underneath there. So I'm at the front up here. Let me roll the seat back for a second. Up underneath, here's our MOLLE Pocket again. Here's our far strap here. Here's our inside strap here. We're going to take that, and we're going to go as close up to the seat as underneath there. I'm just going to push this to the back side. Watch this as it comes around to the back side. I can just reach, and there's a bar underneath there. I'm going to go over the top of that bar underneath there, and here we go. Here's our strap on the far side. Here's our installation strap there. We're going to take and feed it through the buckle. There's really kind of two slots. As you look at this, there's really just two that are really functional, because the top slot is used to attach it to the seat cover. So there's really just the center, if you will, or the top one, if you like to look at it. And the bottom one, I'm going to feed it back through the bottom, just like that. Okay, and now as I start to pull on this, it's going to snug this thing down nice and tight. Okay, it's going to come up underneath. I'm going to then give it pressure. I'm going to pull underneath here just like that, and you can see how that is snugging that thing down tight, and this thing is not going to move. We've got that Velcro on this particular one. There was hook Velcro that's going to attach to that factory carpet there, and that is, this cover is not rolling. That's where most seat covers, if they don't have installation systems like these have for you, The seat covers will often move forward as you kind of slump down and pull that seat cover forward. That thing's going to move. It's not moving. Okay, let's go to the inside. That's the inside strap. Let's do the outside here. I reach forward, put my hand up front up there, and I'm bringing over the top underneath there. I'm just, all right, coming right back to the back, feeding through the buckle here again. All right, feed it through that center slot, or however you like to look at that, and then through the bottom one. Okay, all right, feed it through. There it is right there. Okay, start to snug that down. We'll check the front edge here. I always like to look at the front edge before I snug everything down. Is this sew seam matching the original upholstery right there? And I've got it right in place, okay? So it's right, and let's look at the, from kind of side to side, we'll look at that. I like, before I snug it all down, I like to look and say, okay, how's this thing looking, all right? Side to side, we look great. This seam right here is right where the original was right there. We're not too far forward, not too far down right there. We're gonna pull this down, make sure it's snug down like that. Okay, perfect. All right, beautiful. So everything is looking really nice, really, really nice. Okay, so let's tip this forward here again. Here's our tip over there. Pull that tip forward. Now, let's take that center safety strap, okay? So the safety strap is gonna go underneath to a spring or to a bar. Let me just reach underneath here and find a spring. This is not even really necessary on this particular one, just because the Velcro is attached to the carpet, and when we snug this down, it snugged it right into that carpet, that Velcro. Thing's not moving. This wouldn't be necessary. Let's just show you that this is how this is done. We're going to reach underneath there and find like a spring right there. I'm going to tuck this around that spring. Doesn't have to be anything too amazingly solid. There's a lot of times a bar underneath there that we just want to find. Okay, so I attached it around the spring right there. It just needs a little bit of tension to keep that seat cover from ever moving forward. Feed it through the buckle here. All right, tighten it down and give it a tension towards the front side of the seat, just like that. All right, sweet. That's our safety right there. Now, all right, we check that front. Let's tighten this one down again. Snug that. I'm going to put that pressure going forward. There we go, perfect. And this one needs to get tightened down a little bit more. There we go. A little slack out of that, and then that thing is locked down. Now, these three straps, I'm going to reach underneath there and just kind of find a spring to kind of tuck them up out of sight. All right, just going to tuck that up underneath there, so it just looks a little bit better. Tuck it out of sight up there underneath that spring. This one again, we don't want to just kind of hanging loose. So let's tuck it underneath the spring right underneath there. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're going side to side. Let's reach over to the far side. Let's go back here. So that far side had that loop I showed you. So we're going to grab this loop here. Oops. Here we are. So here's our loop. I'm going to go underneath where this seatbelt is right there. Okay, so right there. All right, there's that. So there was a seatbelt fastener here, and I went to the inside of the seat here. So I went on the inside of that, okay? Bringing this loop across here. Now, I've got the other side to attach here. But let me show you what I want to do. I don't want to go around like this. It really looks tacky, right? You don't want a string showing right like that. That's not what you want to do. Because I'm going to show you how to do this where it's going to trim out so much nicer, okay? All right, so we're going to take this right here. And we're going to take, and this rope, this installation rope, is going to go down on the inside. So let me just show you where I'm going with this, okay? So behind this seat belt now, here, okay? And I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to drop it down. There's a hinge right here, and I want to go not just right here. I'm going to drop down inside of this hinge back here, and then I can bring it around. So we just drop it down there inside of that hinge. There's an opening right there. Okay. I can reach over here and get that installation rope right here. All right, there's an opening right there. Let me just see if I can See it there? Tip this seat forward. And there's our rope right here. There it is right there, coming around, okay? So now, what this is, let me come back up to the front here, and I want this to really come around here, covering this side real nicely here, underneath where that seatbelt is, and it's going to go underneath of this edge right here, okay? Now there's our tip lever. We're going to go underneath that. So I'm getting this all set. Okay, now before I tie this off, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I got it positioned. I haven't joined this yet and tightened it up tight. I could take and start this right here. You could start it through the loop right here. That's what it's coming across to right there. And it's going to pull some slack out of that. Pull some slack out of here. And I can kind of get this started. Okay, so everything looks awesome, okay? So let's take back up to our control knob. This is our lumbar control, and you can see we've covered over that with our, but what we want to do, rather than leave you a big opening here, right here, let me just show you, here's our lumbar, side to side, top to bottom. There's our lumbar right here, all right, so I can see that. Now, I want to take and cut an opening right here where that shaft is, so you can take, just to kind of mark your spot. This is all positioned just like we like it, and you could take a ballpoint pen, you could take a little Sharpie, you could say, okay, so this is all going to be hidden back behind there. So side to side, here's our center, right there, right? There's our center of this, okay? Now this is all going to be hidden, so you don't have to worry about it, okay? So now that shaft, I'm going to take and cut a circle right here. That's all going to be hidden behind. I'm going to make a circle right here. Okay, there's our center. All right, now this is loose enough I can still take this and just reach back here. Watch for your fingers, okay? Start it with, snip it a little bit right here. This is good tough material, but you can start to snip it. All right, now I'm going to take and give myself, I'm going to trim this out. All right, perfect. There's our opening. Now I'm going to take and give us really a few little snips here, about 3/8 of an inch long, okay? Like that. This material is not going to run behind here. I'm just going to make this to where, okay? Now we give you a little trim tool that comes along with the kit. All right, so you just grab your trim tool, and we're going to take and just tuck this over right around here, okay? Tuck this right around it, just like that. Tuck it around here, and there it trims out really nicely, okay? There you go, there's your lumbar trimmed out, simple and easy. We knew it was in the right spot because we positioned everything first, made our marks, cut our slits, use the trim tool, tuck it right behind it, and it trims out really beautiful, okay? Okay, so now, again, we're over on the back side back here. That's all looking good here. We're going to take this right here, and we're back to the finishing off with this draw rope here. And take this right here. On this side, we went underneath this edge right here. Now here's our tip lever. I'm going to tuck that. That's how I kind of lifted that up a little bit. And there's our tip lever right there. And then we pulled this back to where it covered that real nicely here. And there you go. Kind of see that side shot there. We went underneath. That's real important right there. And then that's going to hold this. So that's right underneath this edge right here. That holds that so that doesn't come up here. And then we're going to take right here and bring out our tension out of here. Pull our tension out of here. Kind of make sure this front side is looking good across the edge right here. Let me show you this front right up here. I kind of tucked it underneath the trim right there. That turned out real nice there. So I tucked right underneath there. We can tuck this right across the bottom there. Look how nicely that trims out now. Okay, beautiful. Really, really nice. We want these looking awesome for you, okay? Look how nice that trims out, okay? All right, there's that. All right. Now we're going to take and get our tension out of here. Now we're going to take this over here. I'm going to pinch this right here and throw a loop So let me show you right there. Throw a loop right there, like that. So I tied it off. Now that's held tight enough. I like to go one more loop around it again. One more little knot right there. And there you go, okay? You could always snip this extra end if you want, like that. Tuck those up underneath into where the Velcro is going to grab that, and trimmed out really nice. If there's an extra thread right here, just trim that up right there. Nicely. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's show you how to put the headrests on. Headrest cover. And here, obviously, we know the front because embroidered elk on here. On this particular set, now, the standard set's not going to have, this is an option that you can get if you purchase that, but it does look really nice. Okay, this guy's a hunter as well, so he's going to love this. Now, the front of the headrest is, okay, let me show you the hook and the loop. So the hook is on the front side here. This is the hook. Here's the loop. It's kind of the fuzzy side, okay? That's the hook and the loop. I like to roll this up just a little bit to get it started. I like to just kind of fold it back a little bit like this, okay? Now we have the front of our headrest. Now, if you need to, you could take and compress this foam side to side here, all right? Now, you could do that if you could compress it like this. Now, sometimes if you're having a little bit of a hard time with it, you can compress this foam, and before it releases back, now we're not too worried about, this is an old working truck, we're not too worried about the headrest being on the edge. You might want to do it on a clean carpet or something like that. But you could compress this foam, and before the foam kind of releases, that kind of gives you some time to get this headrest on there, and it gives you a little bit more room. Okay, so this is just a tip for you, is compress this foam down just like this, all right? Okay. Again, you probably do this on some clean carpet or on a pad or something like that. This guy's just a working truck, so we're not too worried about it. Okay, so now that kind of gives you a little bit more room there. Now we'll start to fit this on here. You'll fit one side on, right, and then kind of back and forth the other side, right? Now, so you'll fit it on here. We'll fit it around this shoulder here a little bit, and just kind of take your time. There's a stress point here that you don't want to just tear out. Okay, so you just give yourself a little time. You can compress the foam here a little bit, compress it there to get it started. Move to the other side. You can always put this down on a clean spot. Compress this. All right, I sometimes will compress this like this to kind of get that rolled around that side. Compress it, pull it down about just this far, flip it over, okay? I'm kind of watching where my seams are side to side. Here's the seam of the headrest, here's the seam of the headrest, here's the seam of the original upholstery. Kind of watch those seams to where you're bringing them down to where you're not having to shift this later. It's kind of a nice tip for you too. Compress this down right here, all right, and compress this down there. So I'm compressing this foam down, giving myself a little bit of slack there, pulling it down just maybe an inch is all. Flip it over. All right. Some of you might be like, is it really clean down there? Yeah, it's pretty clean. Okay, compress it and pull it down. Compress it, pull it down a little bit, okay? And flip it over to the other side. Compress it. Compress it. All right, we're just kind of working it down, just to give yourself some little time with it, okay? Compress this here, pull it down a little bit. All right, compress it. Kind of back to the other side. So we're looking good there. Compress it, compress it. We're getting close to the bottom edge where this is going to fold. All right, we're almost, there we go. We can actually start to fold it underneath this edge right there, okay? Compress this corner right there. Compress this one, okay? Okay, now we want to bring this side down a little bit more. We've got still a little bit of slack up here. So I'm going to take the headrest here, and I'm going to give myself a little more, okay? Give myself a little bit of, let's just go right here. This is fairly solid here. So I'm going to move this side down. So I'm pushing this around like this. All right. Okay. Helped it quite a bit right there, bringing this around. You want to check it from side to side, make sure the seams are looking good there. Fold this corner up underneath right here. Compress that foam up underneath there. Okay, press that right there. I'm going to move this a little bit to this side. So I'm going to push this I'm going to push this here to get that to move a little bit. It's off just a little bit side to side. There we go. Now we're side to side. Press our foam up underneath here. All right. Let's go to this side. Tuck that underneath right there. All right. I want to move it still just a little bit more right there. And give myself a little more down pressure right here. Make sure that's looking good there. Excellent. Fold that out right here just to cover that headrest a little bit more right there. Excellent. And now we'll join. This is centered in here, side to side here. Looking pretty good there. And we're going to take this right here. So our hook, our loop, we're going to take that right there and attach that right underneath the headrest there. And then we've got the elk on there. Tuck that little corner out right there. You want to take so that trims out a real nice layer. Tuck that underneath out like that so that covers that spot. Make sure that one is tucked there. Now we've got our headrest on there with the elk. Now we just simply take and tip your seat where you can put your headrest in. Got our headrest on there, looking sweet. We're going to take it right here and back into the opening. And there you go. Okay, this one's a little different than the other side that we showed you a moment ago, in that there was a screw here to hold this trim in there, and then there was a screw on the back side here that holds the trim in, as you saw in that video a moment ago. This one just has basically a pop clip here that you're going to need to pop out right here, and then you can get to, so it just pops out right there. Okay, and then you can get to the side up here to release the seat belt, to undo the seat belt knob here, and hold this trim back and begin to take this 3/4 inch nut off of here. This is only if you're doing, you know, kind of a special kind of install. In most all cases, customers, you're going to not be needing to do this. This is something that we've talked through some of our customers that want to do something, or this is what we've done in our own shop when we did an install that was a little more involved like this. It trims out nicely, but what you're going to get without having to do this trims out very, very nicely without having to do kind of the extra steps here. Okay, so don't worry about this, but it is something that we wanted to be able to have. There we go. Let me just get to that. Get that a little bit better there. All right, I think it's loose enough now to take off with my finger. All right, so put our nut right there. Now this one has an electronics here that needs to be released as well. So again, this is something you're not going to really want to do, need to do, because it's kind of involved. Little extra steps there. You got to release this electronic here in order to get the seatbelt. You can see I can't get the seatbelt loose here. So that opens up right there, and then we're going to be able to release that right there, and then now your seatbelt is able to come loose here. In this seatbelt through, because there's going to be a Velcro opening that's going to open up right from this seatbelt opening right there, all the way to the side here, all the way down the back. You're going to open that up. You're going to take and put the seat cover underneath the seatbelt right like that, wrap it around the back side, and then Velcro the back edge here and down the side. Simple, trims out real nicely. This is a special one, special situation where we're going to show you that we've done. We're going to we undid the seatbelt here from the bottom down there, showed you that a moment ago. I'm going to feed it up and through the underneath side of the seat cover. I'm going to grab it through the opening right here, the seatbelt opening that we trimmed out here, that's trimmed out for you, and we're going to pull the seatbelt up through. Okay, and then going to put the seat cover over the top and begin to snug it down. Okay, again, kind of feeding the seatbelt through. I like to get the the latch all the way through here before I get too far along. So I didn't like to get at least that far. Now I can go ahead and get the seat cover pulled on over. Okay. All right. If that Velcro is grabbing the carpet, you just want to release it. Now we can start to kind of get it positioned side to side correctly and start to pull it down. Give yourself, push this foam in here a little bit as you, okay? You can do that. Give yourself a little more slack there. Tip this back. You need to get up inside. Get up inside and pull down the inside. Okay. So just pull a little bit from side to side. Kind of work it down. It's made to be a nice tight fit. Get this done. An inch or two. Pull the inside down. Compress some foam if you need to. Kind of go back side to side. Pull this down. Okay. Alright, again, if that Velcro is grabbing that carpet, you're just going to release it. So you can pull it down. We're working around the seat belt up here. We've got this to make sure that's coming through just fine. There we go. Alright. Pull this down here around that seat belt knob. Let's work on the inside. Alright. Okay, there we go. Inside is down. It's looking great. Around our headrest posts up here. Simple enough just to take, and the opening is already there for you. It's already open up an opening, a large enough opening, I should say. You can just tuck it underneath that seat rest, the headrest post trim. Tuck this side underneath that headrest post trim there. Turned out real nice there. Around our seat belt, opening right there. It looks great. Snug it down. Okay, beautiful. All right. So now we'll take, I'm going to jump out. Put our seat belt off to the side here. This flap is forward. We're going to take this felt flap, push it through the split of the seat right here. Okay, just kind of start to jam it through there. It'll force it on through. We'll grab it through the back side. Okay. Tip the seat forward if you like. Okay, you can pull the flap through. Pull the slack out of it. All right, there you go. Now I'd like to take this up. I like to take my hand here and push out any of the extra slack that's here. Kind of push this down, fit it there, and then we'll take and with my right hand here, I'm pushing on the front of the seat, pulling the slack out of here. We smack the front of the seat there so that we're going to get a nice tight fit here. I like to start in the center. We've got 3 tabs of Velcro here that have already started to grab that carpet. We want to release it from that. There's our hook, Velcro, that is going to hook to our felt. So I like to push this through with my right hand. I'm pushing my hand through here, pulling out any slack here. Push this felt up and pull it up there tight. My left hand, pull the far side up kind of tight, get that positioned. And then I still have this right hand here pushing this up. Pull this down with the left hand and set it to the felt right there. Let's go to the far side. Again, we'll kind of push it with my right hand over here. Take out the slack on the front side. Here's our hook right there. We're going to pull this down nice and tight here. Set it to the felt there. And again, to the outside here. We'll take this, release the Velcro hook that's grabbing the carpet. And I'm going to take it here. Pull this side down nice and tight there. And make it, and attach it to the felt there. And there we go. Turned out real nice, showing the front side there. And that's how it's turns out really nice. Okay. Now we're going to show it. Okay, let's do the passenger bottom now. show you the install there. I like to look at the, here's our safety strap here. Talked about it from the other side. Our front straps running from the front to the back. I'll show you that. Those are our straps. We're going to run front to back, fasten to the buckles here on the outsides. And again, this center one is not going front to back. It's just simply going underneath to a spring, coming right back to the buckle, cinching down. In this case, we've got hook Velcro here that's going to attach to the carpet back here as well. So this thing's not going to move forward at all, but we make sure with our safety. All right, and then I like to do this for the inside strap. So here's the inside, and now this is almost always is going to come to you with a knot in it like that, so it would never come back through this slot here, and you wouldn't. So I like to undo this and give myself a knot back here to give myself plenty of room. And so then I take this installation rope here, and I just take it right here, and I throw it here, and I throw a knot around it just like that, and give myself that loop right there. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take this, and we're going to put this installation rope on the far side over here. I like to go on the inside, it looks like, of that seat belt on this particular one. And a safety strap there. Position this around you like this. Make sure the front is pulled around the front side there on both sides. Alright. Okay. Alright, simple enough. I like to undo this rope right here. It's just this, there's a knot tied in here so it would never come back through that little sewn sleeve there. Okay. So we're going to take this and join it with that loop over there now, okay? Just a minute, I'll show you how that's going to work. Showed it on the other side, but we'll show it on this side again as well, okay? I like to press this through the split of the seat here. You'll just force it through the split of the seat. Okay. Kind of looking to see that it's positioned correctly, kind of joining things up right. All right. And take the safety strap, push it on through. That kind of helps me to pull it through there a little bit more. All right. I might tip the seat up just to kind of move it forward, make it a little easier to work. All right, so now we've got our buckles on the back side back here. Okay. Now before I set this down, here's hook Velcro here. This is going to attach to that carpet and stick. You can already see it's starting to stick down there. So before I let that stick down too much, let me show you the front side. So I like to check this on the front because once I stick that down, it's probably not going to move too much. I want to pull this back a little bit more. It's right on the seam right there, but I'm going to pull it back just a little bit more and then stick it down. So we roll it here and pull it back just a little bit more to seat it back. All right. Seam looks good across the front up there now. Kind of matches the original. Kind of matches the original upholstery where the seam is, right, coming around here across the front. All right. Let me make sure that's looking good there. All right. Now we can go ahead and you can actually let this stick to that carpet that's there. Now that's really in place now. It's really kind of stuck down and held. I like to go to the inside strap, so I reach up to the front up here, and the inside strap is over here. Okay. I'm going to take that and push that to the back side. Just reach around with my other hand here and pull it to the back side right like that. Feed it through the buckle. Okay, once you feed it through that slot right there and then feed it down through the bottom slot, it's going to then grab and hold. You can kind of set this. I'll come back and tighten it one more time, but that's tight enough for right now. Okay, safety strap out of the way there. I want to reach up to the front, grab the strap here from the outside strap, feed it all the way to the back, reach it there underneath. Feed it to the back side there. It's going to come to the buckle. Feed it through the bottom slot right there. Okay, start to tighten this down. Just give it some pressure here first to get it kind of started, but then pull the direction of the strap, and so it starts to really tighten that thing down. Okay, there we go. I'll set that one more time, but that was tight enough right now. Safety strap, go underneath. Just going to find a string, a strap, a spring I should say. This has got Velcro all the way across there that's attached to that carpet, and once it's attached to the carpet, and this strap inside and outside is underneath there. This thing is not going forward. But we always put just the safety strap on here, so we'll just go underneath, find a spring, come back to the buckle itself just to kind of show you this. And in some cases there isn't any carpet for that to attach to. And in that case, this safety strap is very, very important. You don't want this seat cover to move forward. That's the typical, if companies don't do that, and you'll see a whole lot of seat covers that are two-piecers, which are a lot better than the one-piece ones, but the two-piecers will just move forward without a safety strap. And we're gonna feed it through that buckle here, and then just tighten it down, and then that's our safety that it's not gonna move forward. Okay, we just went underneath to a bar or to a spring there. It needs some tension just to keep this thing from moving forward. The more solid spring, the better. Okay, but this one didn't need too much underneath there. I'm going to take this extra right here, find a spring underneath there just to tuck it up out of the way, out of sight. All right, there's that one. I'm going to go back to the inside here and push it with my right hand. I'll show you here. I'm going to take my right hand up here. I'm going to push down here and give it a little more pressure right around like that as I pull that strap and take out any of the slack out here. Just get this thing good and tight. So as I push down with my right hand, I'm pulling here with pressure on it and snugging that thing down, and that's tight enough right there. Good. And then I just tuck that strap up underneath a spring, out of sight. Do the same with the outside edge right here. Press down the front of the seat. My hand takes some slack out of that foam in the seat. I tightened it good and tight there. It's going to hold excellently. I take this underneath, find a spring to tuck it up underneath out of sight, and there we go. It's turned out beautiful. Okay, one last thing and we're done. Okay, with the bottom. So we're going to take, here's our installation rope here that's going to draw this edge really nice and tight underneath this right here and trim it off really well. What it's going to match to is the inside over here that I threw the loop on. Okay, so here's the loop. I gave myself a little more room through this loop on it here. I'm going to go to the inside of the seat belt here, bring it around the back side right there. Okay, put this seat forward. Here it is right here. Okay, we're going to check it. We're not down any kind of rails on other seats. There might be rails you want to be conscientious of. So we're going to take this right here. Now, I'm going to take this loop over all the way to that kind of side over there because it's going to give me lots of pull direction here. I don't want this loop too far over here. I'm not going to get a lot of tension of tightening on it. So I want it come to the far side over there. So I just kind of pulled it with this side to kind of pull that loop to the far side. Got a little chip there. Now the outside here, what I want to do is I want to go through, I do not want this. And you'll see that sometimes, oh, looks horrible. You don't need to do that, okay? Ours are designed that they're going to look really amazing, and we're going to have not going to ever have that where it's going to be exposed like that around the outside. Let me show you what to do with this installation. On the front side here, you're going to want this to go underneath right here, and it's going to be right up against that trim. It's going to look how nicely it's underneath that trim right around this corner up here, okay? So we're going to be underneath this edge right back here. What I want to do is I want to tuck that up underneath right here. Okay, so it's tight right there. I'm going to tuck that up to that edge right underneath just like this. Okay, right there. Okay, excellent. Look how nice that is now. Beautiful. So what I want to do is I don't want to come around here, like I said. I want to come down and go on the inside here. And let's tip this seat open so you can kind of see it here. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this insulation rope here and I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to drop it down. There's an opening right here. I'm going to drop it down through. Okay, so we're not going around the outside. We're not going here. And sometimes you'll want to go. There's really two different ones on different seats, but there's an opening on one side or the other of this hinge. I'm going on the outside of this hinge, and some cases you're going to go on the inside of this hinge, and you're going to feed this around through here and drop down through one of those two spots right there. I'm going to go through this spot right through there. I think this is a good safe zone here without anything getting pinched, and it's out of sight, and yet it's going to pull really nice and tightly there and snug this down. So let's just drop that down through there. Now on some installations, if you need to take and feed it through with maybe a hanger, that would you tape that installation rope through with a duct tape that on there and feed it down through some spots there. That might be a situation in some other installations where you might want to do that. Okay, and let's just find our rope right there. Let's check things there. Okay, I like that. Okay, right there. And let me show you, there's two different ways. Let me show you this hinge right here. So in some cases, you don't want this to be caught by a hinge here. And so I'm actually going to feed this on the inside of here, okay? And feed this, let me show you, open that up and show you that way it feeds through. Because I don't want that, so I'm going to feed it down through here and go on the inside of that hinge, okay? I'm going to tuck it down there. We're going to tip this forward and grab that. So now I can grab it here. Okay, that's the better path. Go on the inside of that hinge. So now that's okay. Now we're going to come across here, and we're going to come over to the loop right here. Okay. All right. We want to take some slack out of it right here. I'm going to reach up with my right hand to the front up here and make sure that this is underneath these front points. Let me just show you this right here. I'm going to take out any slack right here. Okay, so my right hand. For the far side, my right hand over here. Take out any slack with that. That's going to draw this around real nice. See how it's underneath this front edge here, where this thing is not popping up forward. We want you to have just the most coolest experience with these seat covers. So, okay. So we're coming back over to here. We've taken out some slack. We're pulling on a little bit more slack. We came through right spot here, not around the outside here, through the inside here, this hinge. Coming around here. Tighten this up. I pinch it right here. Throw a loop on it right here. Okay, just like that. That's going to hold it. I'm going to give myself a little bit more. And I'm going to go one more time right around here, just on the far side there, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take this and those two. I know that there's some hook Velcro right underneath there that this is going to attach to, and I'm going to take, go right underneath there to that hook Velcro, and that's going to grab that. It's going to grab that rope and hold it out of sight, just to trim it off real nice. Okay, or you could go underneath to a spring and tuck that underneath to a spring, just to get that up and out of sight. Hook that to that hook Velcro right there. There's a hook right there that's grabbing that. Beautiful. Trims out really nice. Is not moving. It's going to stay tight for years and looks fantastic. Love it. This is just transforming this front of this truck from an old beat up work truck to a really good looking upgraded truck. Backrest is going to have these shoulders here right there. That's the top edges. It's going to have openings for the cutouts for the headrest posts right there that are going to trim out underneath those headrest trim caps here. Those are going to go underneath it. Here's our installation straps. Are going to go on the back side of the seat then. Okay, they're going to go under. They're going to go back and then connect to a buckle on the bottom down here. Okay, so there's showing you the strap side. We're going to flip this around now to put it on. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. All right, so we'll take and slip it over the top of the shoulders here. I like to take these straps and get them all, well, I can see them. They're not going to get mixed up. Okay.
And in this work truck, just a little tip,
yeah.
that middle seat belt has been removed. Normally you'd have to slide this underneath that middle seat belt.
Correct, that's right.
It's a common thing that people run into. But it's been removed, so we're not even worrying about a middle seat belt on this.
Cool, yep, okay. All right, good tip there. Okay, slip this over the top of the shoulders then. Okay, so there's our shoulders on the outsides here. Gonna go over here again. Here's our shoulder. Gonna slip it over the top of that top shoulder there. Okay, and I've got all my straps kind of showing here. It's looking good there. Side to side. All right, cool. And now I'd like to take and go ahead and, there's our headrest trim caps right there. Just go ahead and slip that underneath there. It's gonna hold it in place for me, okay? Slip it underneath there. There you go, there's our headrest trim caps. Do the other side, it's gonna hold it in place. There it is, got it clipped underneath there and underneath this side. And there it is right there. So now everything's gonna hold it in place for me nicely, okay? So let's start with the center strap. Let's just drop this down. And we're gonna drop it down the back side right like that. Okay, and so that strap is gonna match up with this buckle. What I like to do, what I recommend doing is here's your buckle on the front side right here, okay? I like to grab that strap underneath here. Okay, I just reached underneath. I just grabbed the strap. And I like to then bring it through the split of the seat, and it's a whole lot easier just to feed it through the buckle where I can see it right like this. So there I'm just feeding it through the buckle, and I'm gonna get all these started. I'll tighten them all down. So I got it all started just like that right there. Snug it just a little bit, okay, just to get it started. Push it back through, kind of get it through the split of the seat. Push that through, okay. All right, let's go to this one right here. I'm gonna feed it down through the back side. Okay, drop it down. All right, just feed it down. We'll be able to grab it there. I like kind of doing these one at a time. That way I don't get them crisscrossed. I just grabbed one strap. And if it gets hung up on anything there, you might need to reach up underneath there a little bit more. You'll tuck it down as far as you can, see if it doesn't drop. If not, you're going to need to reach up the seat. And I had to reach up there a little bit and grab it, pull it down. Let's grab that buckle on the front side right here. So it matches that up. Pull the strap through the seat, feed it through this buckle. All right, just like before. Okay, feed it through the buckle again, through the center slot, through the bottom. Tighten it down just a little bit. We'll tighten these up later as we get them all done. Ready to go. Tighten that up a little bit more just as I pushed it through. Okay, do the outside one. Drop it down, feed it down, see if it'll feed. I kind of feel that one's feeding down just fine. Should be able to easily grab it here. And there it is. Okay. Again, it's kind of nice just to, you could do these through the buckles at the bottom if you wanted to, but it's kind of nice just to see it on this side. There's the strap. Okay. They did some things with some seat belts there, it feels like. Okay, feed it through here. Feed it through the buckle. All right. Kind of just snug that just a little bit. We'll come back and tighten those all down later. Okay. Let's go to this side. Just about have the backrest done. Drop this down. Reach underneath it. There it is there, easy to grab. Feed it through the buckle. Then we'll just have one more to the outside there. All right. Seat up maybe to. All right, tighten it just a little bit there. I just went over to that center side and just grabbed that buckle just to start tightening down that one a little bit more. All right. If you have seat belts that are coming through the seat, you want to make sure that those are coming through your seat, that you're not locking them behind your seat cover as you're doing this. They've done some change-ups with their seat belts, it looks like here, so I'm not much worried about it. All right, feed this down. Okay, grab it. Find that one there. Sometimes I don't grab it through the split of the seat here if I got hung up on anything. There it is there. Okay. Feed it through the buckles. Okay, just kind of like I said, just kind of get those started. Push it through the split of the seat. Again, you got your pull levers here on the side just to release that. Okay. Now we can go ahead and tighten those up. What you want to do is take and get that tension going basically up the back side and tighten those straps down. So let's just take, I'm going to grab this one, I can grab this one. I'm going to start with the center one here. And pull out any slack out of this back seat. And I can pull, and basically I'm taking that strap and pulling it up the seat to tighten it then, okay? And so I'm taking that strap, and the direction I'm tightening is up the seat. There we go. Okay, that direction there. Just tighten that down real nice and tight there. If you snug it down too tight, you might even compress the seat a little bit right there. I might loosen that with just a little bit. There we go. I really kind of reefed on it. There we go. Nicely done there. Take the center one, this one here, and again just kind of pull that towards the up part, going up the seat. That's going to snug that one down. Just need to find this outside one and pull it up tight. A couple more straps and we're just about done. Okay, over to this side, tighten down this one. All right, there we go. Okay, so here's our elastic, and there's a couple things you can do with this elastic that is really the trim that's going to pull this side around here and kind of keep it tight around the side right there. Right? And you can reach up underneath there and find where the up and down strap is. Okay, and so this is our down strap that's already snugged up there tight, and then I took it through the loop. Let me just through the loop there, the elastic coming around the side, and I'm just going to take this and then just going to take that right there and then throw a loop around it and tie it off right there. If there's something else you want to tie that elastic off to, that's another way to do it. We just need a little tension basically from the sides to actually take, and there you go, and then that'll just, and that's just going to hold that side. Okay, let's do the back seat bottom. Again, this one's got that pull strap here on the corners that we're going to pull to release this up. Underneath this seat is going to have coverage underneath the bottom as well. So there's the top with the Croc, and here's the bottom. So this is going to slip down kind of like a glove on here, and then on the front here we'll show you the MOLLE Pockets. Really cool, our favorite MOLLE Pockets there. So okay, so let's slip it over that side there. I like that. Get it kind of positioned there. We're going to want to tuck this pull strap up through here before we get too far along, okay? So we can find it easily, okay? There we go. All right, like that. Now, as this Velcro was grabbing that carpet, I gotta release it. All right, now get to this side, and we're gonna now over here. Release that just a little bit more. So this is really snug tight on the shoulder. We'll pull it hard here. Okay, all right, and then start to slug it down again. As I bring it down, I got to bring that pull strap through the opening. Okay, release this, give myself. All right, there's that. Velcro grabbing that, put it down in this corner here. Okay, so again, let me reach up underneath here, put this pull strap through the opening, so you don't get it all the way in place, and you can't get your pull strap because it's the wrong direction. Okay. All right. So we're pulling this down. It's looking good. Seams are looking good there. I'm going to try and hold this up like that. So as we bring this down, we're going to then push through and then hook to the carpet. All right. Let's go on this side here. Make sure we get our pull strap through there. Seam is looking good down the side. Pull this all the way to the back for coverage on the side there. Okay, our straps coming through just fine. Okay, that filled out real nicely there. Seam looks good all the way across the front. Corner looks good over on this side here. Okay, excellent. Strap is through. So what we're going to do now, all right. Now once we push this through and hook this hook to the carpet on the back side, this thing is set. Then we just finish by hooking the hook to the carpet on the front. All right, let me just push this on through. Okay, tip the seat up just a little bit more. Push it through. Make sure our seams are all looking good. Like matching really nicely there. This looks great here. Push this through nice. Okay, push this through. Okay, and as we push it through now, we're going to just seat it right to the carpet. And there it is right there. I just pushed it around and pushed it down. Pushed it down with my hand right here, and it just sealed right to the carpet. Sealed it all the way across the back edge. Voila. Now the front side here, we're going to bring this down nice and tight. We've got hook Velcro here. Hook that's going to attach to carpet right there. Give you a nice coverage underneath the seat as well, so you don't see straps and strings showing like there is in so many other kinds of seat covers. And let's release that and get it tight. Beautiful. And now you've got your MOLLE pockets here. Excellent. Let me show you that MOLLE pocket. One of our favorites, okay? Exclusive. Covers and Camo. Opens up like this, okay? Velcro's across there, has the thumb opening right there, and then the MOLLE webbing here. We're going to show you all kinds of uses for these MOLLE pockets. We want everybody to have MOLLE pocket functionality. So you're sitting here in the back seat, and you want to get into that MOLLE pocket. I like to take one thumb, put it into the opening right there in the center. Give a little bit of pressure to it, and then zip this with your other hand just like that and open it up. And you have a great storage pocket. You know, cell phones, okay? Put your cell phone in there. There's all kinds of uses for the outside for MOLLE webbing. Attachments here, first aid kits that can go on the outside, flashlights that can go on the outside, pocket knives, pistols, attachments for the outside. And there we go, okay? Okay, this is rear headrest installation here. We showed you how to pull that headrest out. Now we're going to put the headrest onto it here to finish up this job. We're going to slip it over the shoulder of that. Again, this is the hook. This is going to attach, this is going to be the front side here. So it's going to hook to the loop on the back side. I don't want to start it too far down that side. I want to just start it just a little bit. And then go over to this other side over here. Compress this foam, that's what's important. Compress that in there and get it started. Don't put too much stress on it. Stress, push it in, compression, compression, compression there. Get it started, compression here, compression. Go to this side, compress a little bit, compress it, and pull it down. Just a little bit at a time. Give yourself a little bit of time, okay? Let's go back to this side, we'll just be able to finish it up. Compress it in, and we're stuck it right around. Easy enough, okay? Compress it there. There's some kind of trim material here that trims out real nicely. There's so the corners trim out real good. I gotta pull that out from underneath there. Okay, there it is right there. You gotta see how I pulled that out. Tuck it underneath right like this. Okay, beautiful. Okay, check my sides. Okay, do the other side here. I'm gonna take this right here, pull out that coverage right there, that trim material right there. This side's gotta come down. Now I know that I've gotta take a little bit more down here, okay? Smooth that out right like that. Check my seams side to side here. I'm going to roll that seam just a little tiny bit there. Roll that there. Seam looks great. Tuck that down. There we go. Now we're just ready to finish up. Tuck this right here underneath like that. Okay, there's that one. Tuck this one underneath just like that. That looks great. We're going to come up this. Here's our loop here and our hook. We're going to bring this around. Kind of like to start in the center there. Hook it. Okay. And hook. Fasten those two together right there. And then go like that one just a little bit more. And very nice. Okay. Headrest done there. And we'll take, in order to put this into it, we're going to need to release this strap so the seat tips forward just a little bit there. And then we can take and actually put the headrest in. go. Beautiful.